Thoughts and Friends, episode 59. Back to recap the NFL divisional round. Best weekend of football ever?
Maybe. Best weekend of football ever. Maybe. Probably. Best I can think of. No recency bias. But
Every single game was won on the last play.
Yes.
With zeros on the clock.
Yes.
Well, the last play. Overtime.
Yes. Zeros on the clock, technically.
True. It ended the game. Incredible weekend of football. Best I can remember. Also helps that the team I wanted to win won. 3 underdogs won outright. The Chiefs ended up covering. But excellent weekend of football. Can't think of a better one.
No, some of the games were close, not necessarily based on the quality of play, more so on the lack of the offense's ability to move the ball. But still, close games. Fun.
I'm trying to think of, there's just no chance I'm thinking of any sort of weekend that was better than that.
No, not even close.
No. 59. Who we got for episode 59?
Luke Kuechly, future Hall of Fame middle linebacker, BC legend.
What could have been?
Panthers.
What was and
Yeah.
could have been more.
Yeah, could have been more, I guess. Could have been a super Hall of Famer rather than just a Hall of Famer. I don't know.
Yeah, he was the best linebacker, him and Bobby Wagner in the entire league for half a decade or so, 5-6 years, I would say. Yeah. Concussions, folks.
They're fun.
No. You ever had a concussion?
Nope.
I don't think I have either. Did you play football? I can't remember. Not really.
I mean,
played a little
until I
bit.
was like a freshman in high school.
Yeah, I played a couple years in high school. Yeah, I can't think of any.
Football,
Bad.
trash. Don't play it.
Well, somebody's got to play it for us to watch.
Yeah.
Have weekends like we just had. We'll talk every game of the division round. Do you want to do any previewing, or are we going to do another show? I think we probably have enough to talk about. Just looking back.
Let's just see how much meat we got left on the bone after these games.
We'll just freestyle it. Do you want to start with Bills Chiefs, or do you want to end on it?
No, let's go. Time chronological order. There's the word.
So, I love the Titans. A lot of things that I thought were going to happen did happen. Tannehill just threw the game away. I think it really boils down to that. The Bengals made a couple big plays. Tannehill threw 3 interceptions.
Definitely 2.
He threw one on the tipped pass, and the very first play of the game, and the one to end the game. So at least 3.
Okay.
Threw an interception in his own territory to lose the game.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they got 9 sacks and lost.
Yeah.
Like Dante Foreman, Derrick Henry kind of was effective, but Foreman had a couple of really big runs. They were able to run a little bit. Tannehill just couldn't make any throws. He made a really nice throw to A.J. Brown, and then other than that, there's no memorable plays that he made.
Yeah, I think this weekend, except for the other in it, though, the one of these NFC games sort of solidified. You got to have the quarterback. Our suspicion the whole year long was they're good. They're a quality regular season team. They don't have the quarterback. They don't have the signal caller, the guy pulling the trigger that can set you apart from these other teams. You have to have that guy, or else you're going to have to. I mean, even if you do have a 9-sack game, it might not be enough.
Yeah, I mean, I bet on the Titans. I thought they were going to win, and they were just. I mean, there was obviously other plays, but just one player short just didn't get a good game out of Tannehill, and they lost by 3.
How about
at
that
the buzzer.
read option call? Like, what was that, like 3rd and 4?
3rd and 1.
3rd and 1 at
From
midfield.
Like midfield.
On top of that, not only was it a bad call, Tannehill, again, made the wrong read. Should have just gave it to Derrick Henry. On top of that, when you watch the play again, he just would have gotten that 1 yard.
Here's some free advice. Run a fucking sneak. It just works.
Halfback dive. Like,
it
that's
just
fine.
works
Just
so often.
halfback dive. I don't know.
Well, they tried to run Henry basically off guard on the next play, and he got stuffed. But it was like this real lumbering, like long developing, like counter-looking play. I don't know what they tried to run, but it took forever. Just run a sneak. I bet you get a yard.
Yeah, maybe Tannehill's bad at it. Some guys are bad at it. Matthew Stafford, notoriously bad at quarterback sneaking.
Scored on one this week.
He did. Suck it, haters.
Yeah, the haters are shook.
Cincinnati. What do we take away from Cincinnati? I think it's surprising that they're ahead of schedule like this. I don't think anyone foresaw, obviously before the season, nobody saw them being in this game. You got to feel great if you're a Bengals fan right now.
Yeah, and I think it's going to be a very exciting offseason because they have a top 10 or 12 quarterback, and he's on a rookie deal. And they have their window. They're ahead of schedule, and they can fire really hard the next 2 or 3 years.
They're in this spot like
free agency.
Like Kansas City was with Mahomes, like Seattle was with Russ. The Bills with Josh Allen. You got the quarterback on the rookie deal. You can fill it up. You can try and go for it. It just sucks that the other AFC game we're seeing, they're going to have to get a lot of dudes to compete in this division, or in this conference, I should say, over the next decade.
Yeah, you got to...
2 of those spots are accounted for in the playoffs basically every year for the next however many, I would say.
Yeah, I mean, things happen.
Not in their division, I guess.
Things could happen with those 2 teams. It's really hard to keep teams like this together. A lot of people always talk about Rodgers, talk about a lot of Marino, a lot of very good quarterbacks and good teams. You just assume they'll always be there, and sometimes they're not. Sometimes it doesn't work out. These quarterbacks are both getting paid like $40 million over the next 5 or 6 years. Obviously very worth the money, but it's difficult to keep very good teams together. And that's why the Bengals are in a very good spot, although they'll have to go up against those 2 quarterbacks. Yeah, they've got the guy. They've got their guy. He's a dog. Tough as hell. Got sacked 9 times. Still won the game. I didn't think he played great, but he did enough to win. And yeah, it's going to be a Bengals fan, it's going to be very fun over the next few years. They're going to make... I don't say it'd be, because they already have the weapons, the sexy like off season, like, oh, who's going to stop like that type of stuff. But they're going to bring in big defensive players, I would assume.
O-line is the big
offensive line. I bet that they'll make signings there. They have their 2 best receivers are first and second year players, so they don't have to pay them yet. I mean, they're in a really, really good spot. Mixon is paid while you're not paying Burrow. I mean, they're in a great spot. They're going to make a bunch of moves on defense, offensive line. They'll probably draft some offensive linemen. It's the cycle of the window of going for it.
How many quarterbacks would you rather have right now than Joe Burrow?
Just like offhand, 5, 6, 7, or somewhere in that range, maybe.
So Allen, Mahomes,
for like 1 year or what?
Future. There's an NFL draft and all the players.
Oh, he would be probably like top 5 or so.
Mahomes, Allen. Would you rather have Herbert or Joe Burrow?
Herbert.
Yeah, maybe.
For sure.
He's obviously more talented, but Burrow, I don't know. Burrow gets it done.
Burrow's a dog.
He gets it done.
Yeah, certainly does. Burrow or Kyler Murray?
I got to go Burrow. Based on what I saw out of Kyler down the stretch, I got to go Burrow. Have to.
Yeah. I don't think I would. But yeah, I mean, to have a conversation about it is pretty telling. A month ago, 6 weeks ago, you asked that, and you would probably say, I'll just go Kyler. I'll take the
for sure
crazy ceiling.
No, absolutely.
But I would say they crumbled, but they really struggled down the stretch for back-to-back years. And I guess Kyler's pretty likable. He's not really taking much heat. I guess he's still young, and he's only been,
Yeah, I mean, that was one of the worst games I've ever seen. It's a little surprising. Also, no one gives a fuck about the Cardinals. If he was the Cowboys quarterback, if he was
that's
the
very
Bears
true.
quarterback, if he was the Giants
Burrow
quarterback.
or Dak?
Burrow.
Due to age?
He's
He's not that much younger than him.
No. I mean, what's he, 4 years younger probably?
I think Dak's better than Joe Burrow.
I disagree. I would say talent-wise, they're pretty comparable.
Yeah, I guess it's maybe close. I think he's a little bit better. Dak is 28. I think Burrow's 25.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Burrow is 25. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I guess Burrow, just give me an extra 3 years. They're pretty close in talent.
Next 5 years, you can have Joe Burrow or Aaron Rodgers.
He's 38? How old is he? 38, yeah. I'd also take Burrow, just based on his age. But Rodgers is obviously much more talented.
Next 5 years,
still.
Matt Stafford or Joe Burrow?
Stafford.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Ah, disagree. I think Burrow's been fucking incredible this year. Burrow has impressed me as much as any quarterback not named Mahomes or Allen this year. He's been unbelievable.
Stafford hasn't been impressive?
Down the stretch, the 2 playoffs games, he's been good. Down the stretch, he was pretty bad. Threw a lot of interceptions.
Sure, he was forcing the ball a little bit.
Forced quite a bit.
But he's not. I mean, I would still take Stafford.
I would take Burrow.
Arm talent, much better.
Are you ready to admit Joe Burrow is better than Trevor Lawrence?
No.
Really?
No, I mean, we'll see.
Boy, I guess.
I mean,
all right.
We'll see. We'll see where. It's been 1 year.
Yeah.
It's been 1 year.
I mean, Burrow as a rookie he got hurt, but when he played, he was far better
fine.
than anything we saw from Lawrence this year.
Sure. I mean, he had Urban Meyer in Jacksonville.
That's tough. Okay. Here's another thing I thought. Is this the...
I wouldn't say like I'm taking Lawrence over. I'm just not ready to say that
Look,
he's better right now. We'll see.
I'm not burning the boats on Trevor Lawrence just yet
Let's
either.
relax.
But
Let's relax. We'll see.
Joe Burrow is...
Leave the light on.
Legitimate. I mean, he's going to be...
He's good.
You could argue he's a top 5 quarterback in the NFL.
Like one game right now?
Yeah.
I don't think you could.
You could make an argument.
Well, you can make an argument for a lot of shit, but
You can make
you
an
wouldn't
argument.
take him there either.
Rodgers, Mahomes, Brady, Allen. Then I think he's in the discussion. Stafford, Prescott, Herbert, Kyler. I could make an argument over all those guys. I mean, whether I would agree, I don't know, but you wouldn't be crazy to say that. Allen, Brady, Mahomes, Rodgers for one game. I'm taking all of them over Burrow right now. I might even take him over. I don't want to say I'll take him over Brady. That feels a little disrespectful, but
Feels a lot disrespectful.
yeah, no.
I think you're getting a little ahead of yourself.
I don't think so.
I mean, he's been good.
I don't think so.
He wasn't like a star, and he wasn't like the reason they won that game. He was fine.
No, but he's, good enough to win, and he has looked like a star at times this year. I think you got to take the full season into account. Kind of a weird. I mean, he got sacked 9 times. Hard for him to have a star performance when you're on your back the entire game.
Yeah.
You get him an O-line, you get him these weapons.
Well, sure.
He's going to be an MVP caliber quarterback for the next decade.
You have a perfect team around him. Yeah. Like at LSU. He's good. I'm just. We'll see. We'll see. I mean, if he goes to the Arrowhead and beats the Chiefs, we'll talk about it.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think it's going to happen. But
you were going to say something. Go ahead.
is this the deepest the quarterback position's ever been in the NFL? And obviously, like the argument of obviously players just keep continually getting more talented than older players. But in terms of depth of franchise quarterbacks in the NFL, I think it's certainly probably the deepest it's ever been. Because you look at this, how many franchise guys are there? There's
What does that mean?
quarterbacks you can win a Super Bowl with, quarterbacks that once you get that guy, you're like, we don't have to worry about the quarterback. We're going to be able to win as long as the team's okay. I like our chances.
We'll call it, we're not scouting.
We will never draft a quarterback.
We're not considering drafting
unless we draft Jordan Love, I guess.
We think we can win
yeah.
with the guy that we have.
So, Rodgers, Mahomes, Brady, Herbert, Burrow, Allen, Dak, Stafford, Kyler, certainly all fit that bill. I'd say Russ still does. I feel like Russ
does.
People are losing their minds a little bit on how good Russell Wilson is. I feel like I see a lot of people that are disparaging him and saying he's like washed.
Oh,
he's
no.
played with like a broken hand the last
I'm
half of the year. I think he's
very
going
much
to be
still in on Russ.
Fine next year.
I think he could go to like Denver or the Saints and they're like a Super Bowl contender immediately.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Tannehill, certainly not.
But they paid him and they're not. I mean,
But you wouldn't describe them as that. We said going to the playoffs. It's like the reason they will lose will be that Ryan Tannehill can't get it done.
Yeah.
Would not classify Ryan Tannehill as a franchise quarterback. If you have a perfect team, he could be good enough. I mean, he and Jimmy Garoppolo are very similar players in my eyes.
Jared Goff went to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, but I don't think we would ever call Jared Goff a franchise quarterback, really.
No.
Derek Carr, is he a franchise quarterback? Do you think? He's borderline to me.
I think he's. I would say no, but he's better than most. I'd be like he's good enough to get like your heart broken.
He's better than Tannehill and Garoppolo.
Yeah,
can we agree on that?
Yes, I would agree.
Kirk Cousins, franchise quarterback. Is he better than Garoppolo and Tannehill?
Yes,
I would agree as well.
But like
Lamar Jackson,
that weird
franchise quarterback.
I mean, yeah. Yeah.
So we got roughly
Although
10 or 11. It's all these rookies. There's no point in really saying yet. None of them got a good enough look to really know. So I don't know. You think like when we were growing up, how many franchise quarterbacks were there? You had Brady, you had Favre, you had Manning, Roethlisberger, Breeze,
Rivers,
Donovan McNabb, Phillip Rivers,
Eli Manning,
Michael Vick. I guess Michael Vick was probably a franchise quarterback, I would say.
Oh, yeah. So, I mean, that's
about. Yeah.
I don't know how those overlapped.
Mm-hmm.
How, like, in their prime, I mean, they're different. But that was pretty smooth. We kind of rattled off without even thinking about it, like, at least 8.
Maybe there's always about 8 or 9. I don't know. It feels like there's more now than there was probably 5 years ago. I don't know what that is based on, really. The quarterback position feels like it's absolutely booming.
Yeah, I would agree. I think they're just ready earlier.
Maybe.
And there's just, like we're already putting Burrow there. This is his, what year is this for him? 3?
Third year. Oh, no. Second year, right? Yeah.
Second year. He's hurt his knee, yeah. And he was, so his second year and he's already in that. I just think the players maybe in college are just ready to play sooner, or teams are more willing to play them sooner. Mm-hmm. So we kind of decide sooner, and then they can move on and try to find someone else, and just you keep stacking and stacking. And I don't know, it just seems like the supply is, it's just a little bit stronger.
Sure.
And teams are more willing to weed them out right away. And the wait a year bullshit is kind of gone. We just kind of find out, and then if they're not it, we just move on. And then 2 of 5 we'll put in the yes, and then those teams are continue to look, and you just keep stacking, and it just kind of goes. So by the time that happens over 10 years, there's just guys that you can think you can win with, and people are more willing to move on rather than just be kind of mediocre. But I don't know. Maybe it's hard to be interesting to look back in any given year on those quarterbacks. But I mean, obviously, there's always 5 or 6 they're going to be studs. But the middle tier seems stronger.
Yeah, that's my point. I think it's super deep at quarterback.
Yeah,
like half the teams have a quarterback that I think is good enough to win the Super Bowl with.
Yeah, that's probably fair. And then you have those teams that are still trying to figure that out, with young guys like Mac Jones. Like they made the playoffs. They're not going to be looking for a quarterback soon, but like it's too soon to crown him anything more than, well, we'll see, I would say.
I feel like we haven't had a super scintillating rookie quarterback in a while. Who's the last guy as a rookie that really set the world on fire?
I mean, Herbert last year.
Yeah.
Punctured lung and then won Rookie of the Year.
Yeah.
Tyrod. I'm sorry.
Tyrod.
Get it right. Don't be an asshole. Say it right.
Yeah, Andrew Luck. In between there, I can't really remember, but yeah, Herbert was great last year.
A rookie that, Mac Jones made a playoff game.
Yeah,
but he wasn't like,
he
a bad team.
People weren't drooling over Mac Jones,
I would say Herbert.
Okay. Okay.
I mean, Burrow was good.
Yeah, he just got hurt.
Last year. He got hurt.
It was hard to have any judgment, really.
Yeah.
Okay. So do we have any more thoughts on this Cincinnati Tennessee game? what does Tennessee do going forward? Because it feels like they are in sort of this Toronto Raptors pre-Kawhi sort of holding pattern where they're good enough to get to this spot, but they can't break through that next barrier to be a Super Bowl team. They feel like they're stuck at being a solid regular season team, kind of like the Ravens too. Like, I'm just not sure they have all the pieces they need to win a Super Bowl.
Yeah, I mean, it's just not going to happen with Tannehill. They owe him almost $80 million over the next 2 years. I don't know how much of that is guaranteed or what they can do.
Is there any trade value for Ryan Tannehill?
I mean, someone would probably just take him for middle
but not
pick,
as
but not as like
to be their starting quarterback.
Yeah, I mean,
not as to be like this is the
like
guy
a
that's going to
final
put us over
piece?
the hump.
No.
Yeah.
Right, like these teams with obvious quarterback needs next year, the Saints, the Broncos, the Steelers. Like, does he put the Steelers over the top?
He's better than Ben.
For sure, yeah. He's better than Taysom Hill. He's better than
he's
Drew Lock.
Better than those guys.
For sure, a lot better.
The Steelers are a situation where I do think basically every other position they're very solid. They could probably use some O-line help, but their defense is nasty. They could probably get a few guys in the secondary maybe. Their corners are a little suspect, I think. Joe Hayden's like 100 years old.
Yeah.
They got the running back. They've got an awesome receiving core. They got an awesome tight end. I think he would certainly get them in contention, but
I think could be very similar to like Tennessee. They could win 12 games.
Sure.
And then like in the playoffs, you're just going to lose.
Yeah.
Like I think they could be very similar type of team.
Teams, these GMs, they're just like, well,
that's great.
That buys me time if I do that.
Yeah, 100%.
That's a win usually.
Without a doubt. Get a home playoff game, win a division. I mean, that
plenty of Jets fans that are like, "Oh, boo fucking who?
Yeah,
you can't win
got
the Super
one
Bowl.
Seed. Yeah.
You get the 1 seed and lose every year. That's too damn bad."
Yeah. I think let's see. Who else? I mean, that division is very, very tough. But like Tannehill on the Steelers next year, they could very much win that division. Obviously, the Bengals are probably going to be the favorite, and it's an extremely tough division. But they'll be in all those games. They'll be very close. I mean, it would.
That's probably the deepest division. That's probably the only division that has 4 playoff caliber teams.
NFC West is probably the best division.
Seattle, though? Seattle's pretty bad, I think.
Yeah.
Seattle,
I don't like Seattle
worse than Cleveland? Yeah, right?
Yeah, probably. But 2 teams in the conference championship game, though.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. 3 teams in the playoffs. No, I agree, but...
Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, what would you give up for Tannehill? I mean, like, we're not...
I don't know. I just think it's an interesting thought experiment. The thing that changes this is that we could see a scenario where there are 3 franchise-altering Hall of Fame caliber quarterbacks that could get moved in Russ, Rodgers, and Deshaun Watson this offseason. So it is a rare scenario where there are 3 guys that are absolute game changers that could be available, and we'll see if those guys do become available, how that affects the market. But this is all kind of silly. I don't think that they're going to just run it back with Tannehill. I'd be shocked.
Yeah, I mean, they owe him $38 million next year, $38.5 million. So, and then 36. I can't see anyone wanting to bring that on. I don't think. Do you? No. We'll talk about it in this next game. I'm done with that game. Let's go to San Francisco, Green Bay.
Best team in the NFC.
Can defend him. What do you say? What do you say?
I've been trying to tell you, Aaron Rodgers loves losing playoff games.
Yeah, I mean,
he loves being an excellent regular season team. This will be like his 3rd MVP that he's grabbing in person at the ceremony because he didn't make it deep enough in the playoffs. I don't know. Was it just me, or did he look like he didn't give a fuck? He looked like real casual the whole time. Didn't seem like he was super locked in, and that is just kind of his demeanor.
He always just does that.
But I don't know.
But when it works, it's just like, he's just so smooth.
Walking up to the line of scrimmage, fucking whatever.
Nah, I mean, I don't think so.
I thought so. I thought he looked bad.
Well, obviously, they didn't. They scored once. I mean, they looked bad.
Body language was bad. Play was bad. I don't know if the coaching was bad. I don't really know. They couldn't have played worse. Obviously, the special teams is really what lost them the game. You can't get
100%.
two kicks blocked, but
49ers didn't score a touchdown.
Aaron Rodgers, 10 points. That's unacceptable.
Yeah, and then they drove it down their throat. 6 minutes, got the ball first, drove it down the throat, scored, and then had a field goal the rest of the game. Had a field goal blocked. Might have missed one. Just missed one.
They got a punt block also.
Outright.
I don't know if they missed another field goal. I think they just had the one missed field goal and they got a punt blocked. They didn't hardly get it on their own side of the 50, like the entire game.
No.
Bad.
Garoppolo, like, in the third quarter had no yards.
Yeah.
Like,
hadn't completed a pass until midway through the second.
yeah, like.
And Aaron Rodgers, the MVP, people are saying, lost the fucking game.
Yeah. Couldn't get it going on offense after that first drive. Losing A.J. Dillon was important, but it's like no excuse.
Second string running back's not the reason you lost the fucking game.
No, he's a big part of their game, but no, there's no excuse. I mean, what do you say?
We're adamant. Running backs don't matter. Is Aaron Rodgers, what does he do now?
I was going to ask you. That's why I went to this game.
What's the leverage
Does
play
he
now?
play another game in Green Bay?
I don't know. Some last dance this was.
Does he play another game, period?
Yes. I would say yes.
I would agree.
It seems like he still likes playing football.
I think he's also a type of guy that wouldn't want to go out.
He's still
like
too
this,
good.
And he's going to win back-to-back MVPs.
Yeah, he's still too good. That would be interesting to win the league MVP and retire. Kind of a baller move, to be honest with you.
Back.
Yeah.
But to go out like that, I don't think he's going out like that. I don't know if he plays another game in Green Bay, though.
I kind of agree. It's going to be such a circus. It's probably going to be the same as last year. It'll be a total circus the entire time.
It'll be like,
back.
I'm fine. What do you mean? What are you guys talking about?
Oh, he's such a little 13-year-old. He's such a fucker. It's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's no excuse. I think a lot of the stuff you're saying about, like, body language stuff, I think you don't like him. And I think you're just, like, looking for things. I think when he does that and scores, it just looks cool and smooth.
Well, I don't know. I feel like he's intense, and he's taunting the crowd, and he's fucking saying, I own you, and doing the belt thing, saying, fuck
when
you.
It works. Sure, he just wasn't.
Didn't have any intensity. I don't know. It looked dead behind the eyes to me. It looked like he was just fucking like, get me the fuck out of here, kind of. Probably not the case, but that's just what I saw. That was just my eyes.
I don't think so. Why would he? I don't think so.
Okay.
Why would he have that type of attitude?
He
like
fucking
in a division?
hates playing there. I don't know.
So he just
didn't want to play anymore. It looked like it was hard for him, and he fucking didn't want to do it anymore. He's like, this is fucked. We're not going to win. These guys suck. I'm too good for this. I'm done.
I think that's
saying,
certainly a take.
Saying what I saw.
That's certainly a take. I don't think so.
It looked like he gave up.
So it was just a long con?
Sabotaged him? No, I don't think he sabotaged him. I think the game was going the way it was going, and he just kind of...
Well, they were winning until the very end.
Yeah.
So they were winning. So it wasn't like he was getting beat badly and, like, gave up. Like, they were winning the entire game and then blocked a punt late to tie it. They weren't losing until the very, very last, so they walked it off.
I know, but, the offense was getting manhandled the entire game.
Probably pissed. I don't know. He wasn't happy with how it was going.
Seemed a little pouty to me. He seemed a little pouty.
Yeah, maybe. Probably wasn't thrilled with how it was going. I don't know if I would characterize it as giving up.
Yeah, maybe not. He seemed
he's
pouty.
probably not happy with how it was going. He didn't score for 3.5 quarters.
You stink.
Bad luck. Also, you just don't like him because he has bad takes and is an asshole.
He's a dickhead.
Yeah, and you don't like him. That's fine.
Yeah, he's a little bitch. That's fine. Jimmy G crammed it down your throat. You lost a guy that can't throw
at home. I mean, you just know. What do you say? No excuse.
San Francisco, come to Lambeau. It's gonna be cold.
Own him.
We got fucked.
Owns him.
Yeah.
San Francisco just owns him.
Jimmy G. Well, he beat him this year, but yeah.
Well, he beat him the year they went to the Super Bowl too.
Mm-hmm. Well, Jimmy G this season, Green Bay beat them in the regular season.
Oh, in the regular season. Oh, yeah, no. Playoffs, I think they're 3-0 against them.
Correct.
Yeah.
The clip was surfacing of him in the draft when San Francisco did not take him. He's like, they're going to be very sorry. Hit the Curb Your Enthusiasm music on that one.
Yeah. No, you just stay.
San Francisco's going to go to the Super Bowl. They're just going to beat Aaron Rodgers. That's what they're going to do. Yeah. So this is San Francisco is in one of the toughest situations. Obviously, it's good to be in the NFC title game. What the fuck do you do with this quarterback situation now?
Well, he was bad. Like, let's not get
I know,
that twisted.
but it's
you won despite of him.
If they go to the Super Bowl, it's going to be a hard sell to say quarterback's out. He's done. We're going with essentially a guy that's never played a snap. He's played parts of like 2 games.
I mean,
I get it. No, I get it. I agree with you. But it's gonna be a tricky thing to maneuver.
Unless they win the Super Bowl, he's not gonna be back. Because you can just
But here's
I guess if
he's good enough to get you to a Super Bowl, are you better off trading Lance and getting more assets? Because obviously he's a more valuable trade piece than Jimmy G is at this stage.
Maybe
is that a better move?
Maybe not.
Maybe not. Yeah.
Maybe like New Orleans would be like, we'll take Jimmy G. I mean, he's better than what we've been doing. We got a good team.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of falls into the Tannehill thing. I think we're both under the impression that he's probably not good enough to win you a Super Bowl, although this defense has looked incredible down the stretch. They've looked really good, and he's got as many weapons as any offense in the league has. So,
yeah, I mean, you just said, I think we both know he's not good enough to win a Super Bowl. San Francisco knows that too. I think everyone realizes that. Why would you?
And I think that he keeps pulling games out of his ass.
He's a free agent.
I mean, he's having a very Eli Manning Giants. He's got a very Eli Manning Giants team type of feel to it. Like,
unless he wins the Super Bowl, no chance he's playing for the San Francisco 49ers next year.
He's
a free agent. Why would you not? He gets paid. He's getting paid almost $27 million this year. Why not? And Trey Lance next year will get paid $9 million. Why not take that $18 million and get better?
I'm not saying it's the right move. I think Trey Lance is the correct move. You're probably right.
Trey Lance could be bad. We don't.
That's the other thing is,
and
we haven't been watching Trey Lance in practice. We don't know. We basically only have his one game, his senior year at North Dakota State to go off of, and then his junior year at North Dakota State playing FCS schools,
played in 2 games this year.
And he looked, he had some throws that were like, wow, it's a great arm. And then he had some processing, line of scrimmage, reading defense type of stuff that looked like you have years of work on that sort of stuff to be able to play at this level. So, I don't know.
Yeah.
Trey Lance on top of that's a guy that hasn't been playing quarterback for more than 5 years or something like that. Isn't that right? He didn't play until his senior year of high school or freshman year of college or something?
Yeah, that's why I didn't get any offers to big schools.
So,
or he started playing. Other schools wanted him to play another position. He wanted to play quarterback, so he went to North Dakota State. I don't know. No chance. Unless Trey Lance is just bad. I don't see how he could be.
If Jimmy G comes back, we know he stinks. Or at least we know San Francisco thinks he stinks.
Yeah, and then I mean, you trade it up to take a bad quarterback.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you didn't know he was bad when you took him, obviously.
Yeah, but that's your problem now.
Yeah.
Whoever's call that was.
No. Here's this has just clicked in my brain. Here's what this is. This is exactly like the previous great Niners team. Alex Smith is man in the helm right now. He goes out. You slide into the Kaepernick / Trey Lance, the guy that's actually dynamic. You go to a Super Bowl. It's very similar to that situation.
Yeah,
I think Alex Smith is probably a little better than Jimmy. I don't know. Alex Smith in San Francisco was pretty hit and miss. I think he really came into his own when he went to Kansas City. But
I would agree, yeah.
Tail end, he was still pretty good. But it's very similar to that situation, actually. I just kind of clicked that in my brain.
There's no chance they don't go to Trey Lance next year unless he's awful.
Mm-hmm. And the fact that they went to him this year in spots tells me that they at least have some sort of faith and trust in him.
I think I saw enough.
The arms there,
plays.
he obviously can move.
Excellent athlete.
It's just going to come down to reading
I mean,
defenses, processing, all that
Garoppolo
shit.
he's a game man. I mean, yeah, he's Ryan Tannehill. He can get you here, and he's gotten to a Super Bowl before. We'll see. I mean, if they own the Rams, they could win this game and get into a Super Bowl easily.
I mean, how many teams
Chiefs
win the
Niners, run it
conference
back.
and switch their quarterback? Like how many teams win the conference and then plug in a different quarterback the next year? That's just can't be a very common thing. The 49ers are
Unless you win it.
an uncommon team.
Unless you win it. Manning retired.
Yeah.
Go out and go right into the sunset.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. There's no chance. I mean, what you'd have to pay him something similar, probably. I don't think. I can't see it.
Yeah.
Can't see it. There's a chance that Green Bay could be, though their defense is taking pretty big steps. They could be pretty bad soon.
Mm-hmm.
I think Matt LaFleur is a pretty good coach. That's their coach. Yeah. I don't know. We'll see. I don't think he comes back. Does he play in Green Bay next year? Yes or no?
I'll say yes.
Okay. It seemed he did really change his tune. He was how thankful and how great it was to play in Lambeau.
He's a dickhead. He's an asshole. He's a petulant little child.
And
he has to feel like he's the smartest, best guy in the room. He's always had a chip on his shoulder unnecessarily his entire career. He always has to create some sort of conflict and controversy in his life to motivate him to do anything.
the draft thing was real. Well, that's a big chip.
I guess.
Oh, 100%. He got made like an asshole sitting in that green room. He thought he was going number 1. They took Alex Smith. He sat back there like an asshole for hours.
Yeah.
Until Green Bay traded up. Did they trade up? Or did they just draft him like in the mid-20s?
It's like the 30th pick or something.
Yeah, he was like, around 28 or something like that. That's a chip. I mean, that's real.
It is.
It's not like we were just talking the other day. Someone's like, "Oh, I've been doubted," and maybe the Heisman, like he was the number 1 player in the class. He went to Alabama. Like everyone doubted me. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Did they?
Yeah.
Like it's not like he was. Alex Smith was taken over. I don't think that's real. I would just still feed off that. I mean, I guess that's what make these guys great is they can just.
But then after that, it's like it's bullshit. I'm sitting behind Brett Favre, Hall of Fame, top 10 quarterback of all time, Brett Favre. No shit, Aaron. Brett Favre wasn't nice to me, didn't bring me along. No shit, Aaron. Brett Favre is like you. He also wants to start and be a great quarterback because he's kind of a dickhead like you are.
Yeah, very similar. To have 30 years of Hall of Fame quarterback play, or like 20, how many years, and have 2 Super Bowls? Yikes.
Whoops.
Yikes.
How many appearances? Only
that's tough.
3 appearances, I think.
I don't know about
I think
Brett
Favre
Favre.
lost 1 and won 1. Aaron Rodgers only made it to 1.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable Aaron Rodgers only made it to 1 Super Bowl.
Hard to do.
Yeah, I just look at the other NFC team. I mean, Jimmy G's made it to a Super Bowl. Russ made it to 2. Who else? Fucking Cam Newton made it to a Super Bowl. Trying to think of other NFC teams in this time period that have lost to Tom Brady, Peyton Manning in the Super Bowl.
Rams.
Jared Goff has made it to a Super Bowl. Nick Foles has made it to a Super Bowl. I don't know.
49ers.
Yeah. Jimmy G, Colin Kaepernick both made it to a Super Bowl.
3 times, yeah. Well,
a lot of guys worse than Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
Or are they?
No. No. Let's get it started. Who would you rather?
Aaron Rodgers actually bad?
Yeah, fuck, man. There's no excuse. You can't say anything.
No. Inexcusable. Inexcusable.
Yeah. Yeah.
You are who I thought you were, Aaron. You're choke.
Much more entertaining games happen on Sunday.
Correct.
My Rams. Oh boy.
Oh boy. Skin of your teeth.
Slayed the dragon.
On the road.
I called it. One of the few things I got right.
Yeah, the things you said they were going to do is what they did, and then they tried to give the game away.
Boy, did they try.
They tried as hard as they could.
Started with a Cooper Kupp fumble.
What was the score at halftime? 20-3?
20-3.
Yes. 28-3 it got up to, or is that?
No, they scored a touch, 27. I'm trying to think.
It was 27-3, right?
Yeah. Who got the ball at halftime?
Don't know.
But they scored 27-3. And then I can't remember. I was not watching. I stepped away, and they scored pretty quick. They scored a touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
So it was 27-10.
Mm-hmm. It was.
That's when Cup fumbled.
Yep. On like the 1 yard line on going in.
No. And going into halftime to score and then get the ball, Cam Akers fumbled on the goal line.
Yes.
And then they got the ball and scored 27-3. And then Tampa scored. Cup fumbles.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember the sequence of events. Either way, Cup fumbled. They snapped the ball over Stafford's head. Akers fumbles again.
Mm-hmm.
And it's 27-27. I mean, dude, Tom Brady, what a comeback. I'm so glad. Obviously, I wanted the Rams, but I'm so glad we didn't have to hear about this shit. He didn't do anything. He made a couple, obviously good throws to Evans, but like they just gave him, and I'm happy they didn't win.
It was eerily similar to that Falcons Super Bowl because it was the same thing in like the third quarter when I'm like, the shit's over. I don't need to watch. And I look up, and I'm like, they're driving, and they're down 2 scores right now. This kind of came out of nowhere. How is this a close game again? They score again. Yeah, it was just begging for Matt Stafford to just do what people perceived him to be when he was in Detroit, to get his heart ripped out, to finally get his shot, and then get his feelings destroyed. Yeah, he was awesome.
He was awesome.
It was moving in that direction that Tom Brady was going to snatch his soul, but he didn't.
And it wouldn't even. That's the thing. That's what would have been said, but that's not what would have. That's not what happened.
I mean, he hit the deep throw to Evans, which was a nice play, over Jalen Ramsey.
But like Stafford made 0 mistakes.
No, I know that, but
like
Tom Brady can snatch your soul without you playing poorly. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
you can play a great game and Tom Brady can just outduel you. I don't think Tom Brady winning that game was going to be anything to do with Stafford, but it would have been what Tom Brady does. He drives you down and somehow wins a game and somehow seems to be able to put up points quicker than
it would have been framed.
Should be.
I mean, it's
possible.
a quarterback game. I get it. It would have been framed like he had this like heroic effort, but it would have just been handed to him. Like he'd really twice inside their own like 30. They just had like walk in. I mean, easy to score. I don't know. I'm happy it didn't happen. I didn't want to listen to it. Thank God. Had it the whole way, honestly.
Does Tom Brady play another game?
Yeah. We're getting weird vibes, like he might be done.
Yeah, I'm getting energy that he may not play again.
Yeah, me too. Before I heard it was like recently, this past like week, like midweek last week.
They made a big deal about it on the broadcast.
Came out with a report.
Yeah.
Like he's talking different. Like Brady's in interviews, he's talking like sources say. He's talking different. And up until then, I was like, he's going to play at least another year. Like he's going to finish first or second MVP still. But I'm getting weird vibes. I'm getting energy like he's.
Do we believe that this? We do believe this roster is Super Bowl quality still, correct?
Yeah.
Because I mean, they've lost nobody off the Super Bowl team essentially that I know of, and I don't think any of them have regressed significantly.
Obviously, they will not have Antonio Brown.
Probably for the best.
But he can still play. He was important.
He's You can find another third receiver probably. And he's
good,
the best third receiver, but I think you can find a serviceable third receiver that's not going to implode your team from the inside.
Yeah. He's still good though. But yeah, he's a crazy person. Godwin, very likely not going to be back.
ACL, right?
No, he tore his ACL. He's on the franchise tag.
He's not going to be on the Bucs next year.
Right. He's going to sign elsewhere, I would say. I don't think they can afford him. I think they would prioritize other things over him. Which, I mean, he's perfect with Brady. I mean, he's just short over the middle shit. It's works very well. But they'll draft some guys. I think, it's still the makings of a Super Bowl team for sure. Huge loss. When Tristan Wirfs was out, it was just licking their chops. I mean, they in his shit all day.
Yeah. I mean,
perfect.
Floyd and Miller were on top of Brady the entire game.
Yeah, and Donald is, for a guy like Brady that can't move, that can just push the pocket right into his lap. He just can't step into anything. So many times he was just spiking shit in the ground, just getting rid of it. Exactly what I wanted and hoped would happen, happened, and it was great. Von Miller, I think he was playing possum. He was injured.
Well, he had
for a
an
minute.
ankle. I think he was
injured.
I think he was actually just hurt.
Oh, baby.
Yeah.
Talk about. Was it us talking today? I said they would be deserved underdogs. The Rams would be deserved underdogs against the Chiefs, but they might have something for them. Very, very similar in construction to that Tampa team last year.
Yes, absolutely.
Even like how it came together. Brought the quarterback over.
Yes.
Incredible pass rush.
Yes.
They can't defend the run very well, but the Chiefs can't run the ball.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, it would be strength on strength. They would get pressure on him. Deserved underdogs, don't get me wrong, but I think they could win the game if they met the Chiefs in the Super Bowl.
I totally agree. Totally agree. Obviously, the Chiefs will be favored. I will probably pick the Chiefs, but they've got the best shot of any of the teams left to beat them, in my opinion.
Yes, agree. And I mean, what more could you ask for? The Packers losing, I was very, very excited. They don't have to go to Lambeau. They can host the conference championship and the Super Bowl.
Playing at home in the Super Bowl, that's gotta be an impact.
I mean, the road's been paved. You
don't have to sleep in a hotel.
More. Can't ask for much more. Pretty great. Other things in the game, Akers fumbling twice was not great, but he's going to be very important, especially Kansas City. If they were to match up with them, he would be a big X factor in that game, I would have to think.
Let's rehash our absolute hatred of what these teams do when they're trying to hold a lead at the end of these games.
We could do it for both games.
Correct. Guys, the prevent defense. Why? You're not giving up 50-yard bombs on every other play throughout the game.
Damn it.
Run that defense.
Tampa ties
and in theory, you're not going to give up.
Tampa ties it. How much time's left? 40 seconds?
Something like that.
There's an incomplete pass. I think Stafford gets hit, and there was like a weird-looking tuck type of thing. But either way, third play, like a deep crosser to Kupp for like 30 yards or 25 yards or so. He gets out of bounds, and then just gets over the top on him. Just inexcusable. What the fuck are you doing?
Just ran a straight line. No route. Winfield just got blown by.
I shrieked like a small girl.
As someone that bet on the Rams, I was just like, "Oh, Tom Brady did it again. They're dead. It's over." I was
windmilling my arm like a third base coach to get the boys on the ball to snap to spike that ball. When I saw the ball coming down and there was the separation and it was Kupp, I shrieked like a small girl. Game over.
Wow.
Yeah. It was more so in this Kansas City Buffalo game.
Because they weren't in prevent because they got beat over the top.
Yeah, they got beat over the top. So we'll talk about that more in that game. But either way, like, what are you doing? Yeah, get your heart ripped out, Tom. Suck it.
He might have retired The Undertaker. He might have beat him at Mania. Going out on his back.
Beat us in a Super. Everyone goes out on their back.
All the greats go out on their back.
They do.
Once you win, you always think you can win it again. The great ones always go out on their back, baby.
Shawn Michaels,
The Undertaker, Triple H, the list goes on.
The Ric Flair, the clip.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I love you. Sweet chin music. Dead.
Although, Tom, I don't love you that much.
Take him out to pasture.
Yeah, tent time.
Had
to pull him behind the old ear.
Yeah, sorry.
It's
Put him in the blue tent and do what you got to do.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just happy I didn't have to listen to this shit. Especially your team on the other side of it. Just kill me.
Skip Bayless would have had some takes.
Kill me. just there was like 4 times when I said, "Oh, game over, we won."
Yeah.
And he just kept fucking up.
Yeah.
What did you think of the deep ball to Evans on the 4th down when they got the penalty after the dead ball? I'd never seen that before.
No, me
in
neither.
a situation where it would go over on downs.
Yeah.
And then they would back him up.
No, it was very strange.
Very odd play. It's like, I don't know. At the time, I thought it was a first down. Because it was so quick. It seemed like a part of the play.
Yeah, well, when the ball hit and then he hit, it was just a bang thing. That's why we have instant replay.
Can you review that?
They did. I'm pretty sure.
That's what they
reviewed it. Yeah.
Huh. Yeah.
Because had the ball not hit, it would have been during the play, and it would have been first down, I believe.
It's a dead ball. Yeah.
Correct.
Bizarre. Eric Weddle laying the wood back there.
Laying the wood,
Looking
baby.
Great.
Almost blew the game.
Almost blew it for us.
Probably just
But we got the ball back there and then immediately snapped it over his head.
Yeah,
so
it didn't matter, actually.
You know what? Take it back.
Yeah.
You got it. Rams are having although McVay has like this ridiculous record up at halftime, he's like, the only game he's ever lost was week 18 this year against San Francisco, being up at halftime, which is a wild stat. It's like 30-1 or something leading at the half. But maybe it's just because the past couple games, that game against San Francisco and this game, they've not closed well. They've not salted away games well, grinded it out in the second half. I don't know. Hopefully Akers can get it together. 2 fumbles. The one on the goal line was kind of fluky, kind of flipped over on his head and like barely, before he was down, came out. I don't know. The one in the fourth quarter is inexcusable.
2 hands on it, buddy.
3.5 minutes left. First down. Wrap it up. Tote it.
Don't be a fucking hero. And that was the thing, is he seemed like he was carrying it pretty securely. It just
I think, was it Sue? Maybe just kind of big paw.
Strong man.
Got it out. Yeah, I'm happy they won. They're a 3-point favorite against San Francisco. I'm worried.
Yeah.
They own them.
They do.
We did our pick show all year. They own them.
They don't defend the run. San Francisco certainly can run the ball. We saw it, but Kansas City cannot. San Francisco, that's what they want to do. That's their style. That's kind of why they have their number, is because they can bleed that clock, keep Cooper Kupp and Matt Stafford off the field for most of the game, and not allow the pass rush to really be an impact.
Yeah, you want to run it at them. Those pass rushers, they want to get after the quarterback. They don't want to tackle someone for a 3-yard gain.
Nope.
That's against a pass rush. That's the big equalizer. I think that's exactly why they own him. McVay, a disciple of the Shanahan. I told you, it's what'd you call it? The
Jedi Padawan.
Owns him. Needs to get him. Can they beat a team 3 times? That's the thing, right? Tough to beat a team 3 times.
It is tough. Will they do it? Was the Week 18 a little fluky? Was San Francisco playing for something? LA wasn't really playing for anything.
That's the thing.
Was it a little
they
fluky?
They had to win to get in. Mm-hmm. They let them in, and now here we are.
LA. Wouldn't you rather be playing
No, I don't think so.
Someone else?
No, I think we'll take this. Better than Lambeau. Although, as we've covered, Aaron Rodgers, fucking fraud.
I would love to play Aaron Rodgers in an NFC title game. The guy fucking stinks.
No.
The guy will fall over and just give you the game. You're going to roll over, let you pet his belly.
He'll pout. He'll pout, according to you.
He's a pouty little bitch.
Yeah, happy the Rams won. Go team. Don't have to travel again.
Yeah. Game of the week.
Pretty psyched about it.
Best football game I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Best football game I've ever seen.
Yeah. The Rams-Chiefs one was just a random Monday night. That was an awesome game too.
That one was a lot of like those defenses just busted coverages, like easy 40-yard bombs over the top kind of shit, which is fun.
There wasn't a lot of defense in this game.
Sure, but it was a little took a little more skill from the quarterbacks to get it done here than in that
and
game.
It was also in the division round. Stakes pretty high. Poor Bills.
Josh Allen, that's as good as I've ever seen a quarterback play on the losing end of a game. He played absolutely perfect. He ran the ball effectively. He made, 6 throws that made me go, oh my God.
Yeah.
Gabriel Davis got 4 touchdowns, the most ever in a playoff game. Is that right? Or most ever in a divisional round game? It was one of those.
Most ever in a playoff game.
Broke Jerry Rice's record.
Heard of him.
He's good. I imagine a lot of guys probably had 3 at some point.
Yeah. Jerry Rice's record sounds pretty sick, though.
Yeah. Jerry Rice, get fucked. Overrated. Bills.
Proctor longevity.
God, that's
People forget
sad.
that. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to create extra work for you. You can just post the clip that you posted on social media today, and there's some teams, some guys.
Mahomes is the Grim Reaper. He is what Brady has been for the last 10 years. That's him now. He's unbeatable. He can be down by any amount of points.
13 seconds.
13 seconds left. How?
You deserve it. You deserve it. What are you doing? Why? You're up by 3. It's Tyreek Hill did just score from like 70 out, which is, concerning. But they have at least 2. I can't remember if they had 2 or 3, if they'd used one yet. They had at least 2 timeouts. Why are you playing the sidelines? They have 13 seconds. They don't need to get out of bounds.
No.
They can stop the clock.
They were playing it like they needed to score a touchdown, which they did not. They needed to get a field goal.
We've done this multiple times. We've ranted about these prevent deep. They played like 25 yards deep and they snapped the ball and just allowed Tyreek Hill to just get a running start, easy 30 yards.
If they're going to beat you straight up running your shit and they're running our shit, fine. But if we're going to run some weird shit and just give them completions, that feels bad. Don't let them complete the pass. That's the better way to defend it than keeping it in front of you. Don't let them complete the pass at all.
Just needing a field goal. It's just so easy.
Play it
for these
straight
guys.
up.
It's so easy for these guys.
Play it straight up. Don't give them these easy routes over the middle. The quarterbacks will always hit it.
Sidelines. They called a timeout on a dead ball or after the first completion. And Kelsey said, if they show that same look again, I'm just going to go up the middle. They were shading him on the outside for the sideline. He just ran straight up the field for like 25 yards, just untouched into an open. I just don't understand it. You'd look like a total idiot if they just beat you over the top.
CC, Tampa Bay,
Yeah.
Rams game.
Yeah, it's... In that situation, it was also tied. I guess it's a little different both ways. I don't know. It's too easy for these guys.
Some innovative coach is going to find some better way to defend these 2-minute situations.
You can also, I heard someone talking about, I think you can do it maybe one time, and then after that,
you can just tackle the guy straight
him
off the line, the receiver, and it's a 5-yard penalty.
Or whatever it is, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's 5 yards, I believe.
Yeah. And the time comes off until there's an incompletion or they sacked or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Why would that not stop the clock? That doesn't make any sense to me. Don't all penalties stop the clock?
No, it would. It's saying like with that little time left, just time off the clock is what you're looking for.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, no, you don't care. You'll take the penalty or whatever it is, even if it was 15. You just tackle everybody, and then they're standing there with the ball, and the time's ticking.
Mm-hmm.
There's just no play to be made. So, yeah, I don't know. There was 3 different times I was like, oh, game over in that game, too.
Both ways.
Both. I know. They scored
over.
25 points in the last minute and 58 after the 2-minute warning.
Crazy.
It was.
That Gabriel Davis touchdown, that was it. That was the game. The game was over. The last one in the back of the end zone.
You slayed the dragon.
You slayed him. You beat him. We got you. And 13 motherfucking seconds left. Basically drives 75 yards to kick a field goal, and then they win the coin
What do you
toss.
think about overtime?
We have to fucking change it. I've been the biggest detractor of NFL overtime. I think it is so stupid that both offenses do not get to touch the ball. I don't care how you do it. I don't care if it's the other team gets the ball when you score a touchdown. I don't care if we do college rules. I don't care if we do something completely different. But in a game like that, it is an absolute fucking travesty that Josh Allen didn't get the ball and didn't get a chance to match him. It's an absolute fucking travesty.
Yeah, I wish they would change it too.
Both offenses should get a shot. It's fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
Why?
You could stop him, though.
You could.
Or you could win the game in regulation.
Here's the other thing, though. You make every rule in the game to benefit offenses and benefit quarterbacks, and then that's the way overtime is. I think you probably give the defenses a little leeway there because basically you've stacked every rule in the rule book against the defenses and towards the offense scoring. So, I don't know. If you want more offense, if you want great games, I think you give both offenses a chance to win. I think that overtime period would have been a lot more fun if Josh Allen had gotten a chance to go down and match him.
Sure.
And it's not like
that's
a guarantee Josh Allen's going to go down and score a touchdown. I mean,
well, it's not a guarantee that Mahomes is either.
no, it's not.
So, I mean, if you stop him, you get a chance.
Don't like it. Hate
Yeah,
it.
no, I agree. I think it should be the same thing as if there was a field goal. You have to score. You have to.
Yes.
If you get stopped, it's over.
Correct.
I think that would be much more fun.
It's
Um,
stupid that it's not that way.
I don't know if something like a college would be. I don't know. That'd be fine.
I saw
would be
someone brought
fun.
this up on the internet, and maybe it's a thing somewhere in some league, but if the first team scores however many plays it took them, you have to score in that many amount of plays or fewer. That could get a little wonky, a little weird, but
Yeah, that's a little.
would be interesting maybe.
I don't think that's ever going to happen,
No.
like ever. But I think the similar where they changed it to if they kick a field goal, you get a chance. I think there will be something similar soon. It seems like
Because the way the overtime is now is essentially a way to shorten regular season games and have the guys play less. So if you want to change the overtime rules for the playoffs and leave the regular season overtime rules the same, although I would just rather change both, I think in a playoff scenario, it's just a shitty way to end the game. Obviously, a walk-off is cool, but it's just a shitty way for your season to end on the sideline in what is effectively an untimed quarter.
I don't know about it's not untimed.
I mean, if the clock stops and you're tied, you just run it back and play again. You can't run the clock.
Sure, if you're tied,
You
yeah,
can't
if you're
run the
tied.
clock out, really. Yeah, I mean, it's impossible to run the clock out in overtime.
You could run it out and then kick a field goal, I guess.
Yeah, I guess.
In a like sudden death type of and win.
Well,
that
I mean,
way.
you'd have to have the ball first and hold it for the entire overtime period for that to be the case.
Is
which
it still 10 in the playoffs too? 10
I
minutes?
think so.
Yeah.
So that's not very likely that that's going to happen.
I think changing in the playoffs would be good. I think leaving it in the regular season would be fine. I'd be fine with that.
Just matching touchdown for touchdown seems easy fix. Not really sure why the rule's that way to begin with. Don't really see the point of that.
If they changed it, would you? So you would then there would be probably even a bigger advantage to kicking,
Sure, maybe, yeah.
right?
Which is, yeah, fine, but yeah.
And then just sudden death after if you both score,
Yep.
or if
If you both score or if neither of you score, or obviously if the first person doesn't score, then it's sudden death like it always is.
yeah.
I honestly wouldn't hate college overtime in the NFL either. Maybe start it from further out or something. I don't know.
Sure. No, for like an entertainment factor, yeah, that'd be a lot of fun. Sure. I certainly don't feel everyone's like feeling bad for Buffalo. Like I mean I do just like in a general sense, but like the overtime stuff, like those are the rules. Like I wish it would get changed too, but like I don't win the game in regulation. You had it won. I don't know. Stop them. I don't know. I don't feel too sorry for him.
Yeah. I mean,
Not
yeah, I
getting the
agree.
ball.
I mean,
It is what
they
it is.
shouldn't.
I wish they
should-
would've,
Shouldn't have got to that point.
It really shouldn't.
Shouldn't have ever got to that point.
Pathetic. The lines for next week are Chiefs -7, The Rams opened a 3.5-point favorite. It's now down to 3. Do we think the Bengals can keep it within a touchdown? Total's 54.5 in that game. Should be fun. They just beat them in Cincinnati.
Yeah, I think
a month ago they just beat them in Cincinnati.
They absolutely could keep it within a touchdown. I think this offense I'm higher than on Joe Burrow than you are. I think this offense is a very similar caliber to what Buffalo has. Obviously, Burrow's not as good as Josh Allen, but the weapons,
not even close.
Not even close. They got the better running back. They've got better receivers.
Quarterback,
I guess you got the 6th best quarterback versus like the 2nd best quarterback, and I get that's a pretty big gap, but
I think
Burrow's more than good enough to go toe to toe. I don't think he's better, obviously, but
sure they can score. I feel like it's going to be a public underdog type of spot. I think a lot of people are on Cincinnati.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think people are kind of getting a little Warriors-ish on the Chiefs?
What do you mean?
Like they're winning too much?
I don't know, because they've only won one Super Bowl.
We're getting
still.
close.
I think until they win more than one Super Bowl, it's hard to make that argument, I guess.
But they're extremely successful.
Yeah.
It's difficult to get.
I think all their guys are probably a little more likable. They don't really have like a Draymond Green villain on their team. Patrick Mahomes.
Is Tyreek Hill likable?
Yeah.
It's kind of different.
Yeah. Football's just different, I think.
It's kind of just quarterback.
It's really just the quarterback. People don't really know much about the other players, I think. I guess Travis Kelce's kind of hateable too. He's very cocky, very arrogant. Yeah, I mean, people are probably souring on them a little bit. I'm sure some people are preying on their downfall, but at the same time, I think, that's talk comes in once you win like 3 Super Bowls maybe. Before you're like
I think it's getting close.
Yeah, I mean, if they don't win the Super Bowl this year, then it's like, then it's more like, are they the Cleveland Cavaliers? You know what I mean? Like, I'm sick of you making it to the Super Bowl and losing every year. Like,
yeah, this will be 4 in a row in the title game.
No, 3 in a row.
In the conference championship game.
Oh, yes.
I meant. Yeah, I think it's getting close. I think you're like the lovable. I remember when.
Yeah, the Warriors were fun until it was like, okay, stop having so much fun. Stop.
I remember when the Cubs won, like the lovable losers, and it quickly was like, all right, fuck these guys.
Yeah.
Like it's different from us as Cardinal fans, but even just like general sentiment, it turns so once it's like, all right, somebody else now. It's and the organization's
basketball's different too, because there are teams that it's just like, you got nothing for us. In Kansas City, in football, there are just any given Sunday type of situations where fucking Jimmy G can beat Aaron Rodgers. You know what I mean? There's scheme, there's a lot of luck. Whereas in basketball, it's like, we got the better team, we're gonna win. It's a seven game series. The better team's gonna win out. Whereas in football, there's just more variance, which is why people love it so much. There's more quote unquote upsets. So I think we'll never see another Patriots. I don't think Kansas City's going to be as successful as the Patriots or even close. I think Mahomes will be lucky to win 3 Super Bowls probably. So I don't know. But yeah, they're in the AFC title game every single year, which is, if you're an AFC fan, you're like, fuck these guys, I'm sure.
Yeah, I think I get close. If they win a Super Bowl this year, I think we'll see, in the same way that Steph Curry is extremely relatable and likable and very fun to watch, we could see a turn like he faced, like with Mahomes.
Mm-hmm.
He's the same way, just electric to watch, very likable. His brother and wife are annoying, though.
Yeah, they certainly are. Did you see her just spraying champagne on people in the crowd?
That doesn't help. Not just that. That just like her and his little brother. Even though Mahomes is like the perfect, he's awesome. That shit. People, I could see it turning, getting just old, getting tired
I think
of.
That he's not like. big and tall and handsome and like a GQ model helps his case in being
Yeah, but
less
neither is Steph. He's like the 6'2", like
He's
small shooter.
cocky as fuck though, which I think hurts his detriment. All the look away threes,
True.
all the this shit.
True, he is.
He's extremely cocky, rightfully so. He's one of the best players of all time. I think
That's
that
true.
hurts him. I think they did a lot of like running up the score on teams too and just completely dancing on their grave, which is like not really something you do as much in football. I mean, you could, but it's a lot easier to just completely take your foot off the gas.
Yeah. But even with me this year, like the Mahomes no-look pass shit, I'm just like, dude,
Yeah.
relax. We could just fuck off with it. Just throw it.
Yeah.
It's this. I'm getting weird vibe. I'm getting vibes.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah.
Very similar. If they win a Super Bowl this year, I think
hate us because they ain't us. We're gonna get that.
you just don't.
There's no other team like that in the NFL right now. There's no other team that is
And they
anywhere
keep
close.
beating the lovable Bills.
Yeah. And now they're going to beat the Bengals, which is, I got a feeling the Bengals are going to have a Buffalo Bills type resurgence and, being beloved. Because, I mean, everyone loves Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow's great. He's awesome. He's an absolute fucking gamer.
I could see it happening with them, too. If they, he's not like Josh Allen.
Joe Burrow. Yeah. He's a cocky little
fuck.
He's a cocky fuck for sure.
Already.
I do think the impact of, like, Joe Burrow being friends with guys that like PMT, I think that's like the best thing as a quarterback you can do. If you're friends with PFT and Big Cat, you get like a free pass for like 60% of the football watching community.
That's a good point.
I think it's no exaggeration. That's like a giant part of why everyone loves Josh Allen so much. He's a great player, obviously, but why his Q rating is literally 100% among everybody is the big part of that.
Yeah, he's great on there.
Mm-hmm.
And it's true.
Reason why people don't like Dak Prescott. He went on there. He was fucking terrible. Said his favorite color was gray, and
I don't remember that. I don't remember that interview.
Basically wanted to be off. Didn't really realize it was a comedy podcast. Seemed to have no sense of humor, no feel for the situation at all. Was bad. Was talking about his fucking whatever he's selling, his cologne or his bow ties or some bullshit.
Just here so I won't get fined.
Dak Prescott sells bow ties. That's all I need to know.
That's
a red flag.
Yeah, red flag.
Got his ass beaten. Spring break. Josh Allen, he's not getting his ass beat, dude. Josh Allen could fight a grizzly bear, I think.
Big lad.
Oh, Josh Allen's one of those guys I'm gonna tell my kids about. Like this guy, he was a mythical beast.
He was different.
Like imagine if a horse had opposable thumbs and could play football.
I keep calling him a moose.
Yeah.
These quarterback sweeps that he's just like, good luck.
It's what Tim Tebow people thought he could have been. If Tim Tebow had gone right, that's what Josh Allen is basically. And if Josh Allen was
just
like a less
bigger,
weird religious
guy. How tall
guy.
was Tebow?
I don't know. He's probably pretty big. Tim Tebow was probably 6'3".
Yeah. Josh Allen rules. I think it does have a big factor.
Yeah, massive, huge,
and with Burrow.
Huge. I think he'd be way more hateable if he didn't go on that show and they didn't love him.
Which one? Both?
Burrow. And Josh Allen, I think people would love
Burrow,
him regardless.
Yeah. Burrow's a dick.
Yeah, exactly.
I still don't really like him that much.
He's kind of got a little Aaron Rodgers thing going on.
Yes, very much.
So.
Very much. All right.
That's all we got.
Yeah.
We're milked by the football this week. It was so much.
I needed a
cigarette
after those games. I've been taken to the brink.
You know the NFL. It's like this Vegas sports books. After the dog shit that was like the last 5-6 weeks of the regular season, we got
a slog.
The best week of playoff football we've ever seen.
Yeah, I think in general that is the best weekend on the calendar. This
divisional round.
This weekend is fun. It's Sunday only. The conference championship game. This is fun, but the 4 games in the divisional round is really, really great.
Yep.
Especially
there's no stragglers. The real teams are there.
Yep.
You don't have
really
the
great.
Pittsburghs and the et ceteras.
Yeah. You still don't know where everyone's going, though you can still win, lose, and host a game. It's still it's really fun. Best weekend of the year. And it lived up to the hype.
Yep.
So are we going to do a preview show for these 2 games?
Probably should.
All right. What day is today? Monday?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll get on that. We'll probably record it Wednesday or so, maybe.
Probably.
Send it out. Sounds good. Go Rams. Sean, please beat Shanahan one time. Do it for me.
Ah.
All right. Well, what song is going to play us out?
I don't know.
What do you think Aaron Rodgers' favorite song is?
Something bad.
Think he's got bad jams?
Something bad. I don't know.
What's going to play us out?
Fucking what's I don't know.
Themes of the show. What did we talk about?
We talked about a football song. Super Bowl in L.A. I love L.A. Randy Newman. We're going to L.A. Super Bowl. There you go. Randy Newman. I love L.A.
Could probably be for the next week's show because we're going to the Super Bowl.
Okay. Nope. Save it. Just going to do it because I'm going to forget to do it next week. We're going to forget that we said this, so we're just going to do it right now.
I love L.A. Go Rams.
Randy Newman.
Thanks
Bye.
for listening.
Let's leave Chicago